Let's do this.
Slip the cable guy $50. He'll give you all the movie channels for free.
You're offering me a bribe. What you have just done is illegal. And in this state, if convicted, you could be fined up to $5,000 or spend 6 months in a correctional facility.
Oh, please. No, that was dumb. I was just making conversation.
So speaking of Jim Carrey, The Cable Guy. This was the movie that ended a long line of mega hits for Jim Carrey. He was, Ace Ventura brought him up, and then he did like The Mask and another Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber and a Batman movie, and it was like he was becoming this $20 million boy. And then he joined up with Ben Stiller, who was directing a feature film after his TV show came to an end. You'll see cameos from like Janine Garofalo and Andy Dick, who were in the Ben Stiller show. The
cameos are awesome.
You'll see lots of celebrity cameos in this movie. He got a huge paycheck for this movie. It was a big, summer blockbuster event movie. And America said no thanks to a large extent. I mean, I'm sure it didn't lose money in the end, but it was not the monster hit that they were expecting, and it didn't necessarily justify the paycheck that he got. That said, I think Jim Carrey is actually quite brilliant in this movie in a lot of ways. He plays a deranged guy who's raised by the television who thinks he's a cable guy. I guess the one narrative hiccup in the movie is why did he show up to hook up the cable? What happened to the actual cable guy? Is he in a corpse in the trunk of a car somewhere? Matthew Broderick, as he will always be known to me, Ferris Bueller, plays the put-upon sort of victim. He offers Jim Carrey $50 for free cable, and it costs him $50 and his job and his girlfriend and being able to look his parents in the eye and a lot of physical injury and personal humiliation. This is a dark sort of stalker comedy. And in the age that this was made, in the 90s, every weekend there was one of these legitimate thrillers opening about the crazy so-and-so, single white female, a crazy roommate, crazy secretary, Fatal Attraction. These movies were all over the place. So here comes the Jim Carrey comedy. What did you think of The Cable Guy?
I'm surprised to find out that it was late in his career, because it read to me like it was early Jim Carrey. I liked it. I was surprised how much I liked it. I don't think I'd seen it before. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting much, because regardless of where I thought it came in his career, I knew it wasn't a super Carrey hit.
Right.
The premise, the ick, and so much of Jim Carrey, like Jim Carrey in that premise, ick, right? Like that's the gross Jim Carrey, right? Not the one who I'm like, yeah, I'd start fuck him. But he's great. Like, it's the same kind of character as Owen in Throw Mama from the Train, where it's the anti-hero, the poor, sweet, damaged thing who is so fucked up and does these fucked up things that you're just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like you're so like you don't know what to do with it. And in the end, it's like perfectly, like you understand, even if you never can justify the behavior.
He definitely does some legitimately evil stuff and does become the villain.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
You feel bad for him because you realize, we get his origin. We understand why he is the way he is. And in a way that few genuine thrillers bother to do, frankly.
Yeah, and it's one of the, like, the movie doesn't fail because of Carrey. Like, Carrey gets to go to all of his fucking crazy places, it works. It's great. Like, that, you want more of that in the, like, him, if he was the legitimate crazy fucked up man, that would be terrible.
I still think he's very funny, but I think part of the reason that it wasn't a hit is that he wasn't likable in the movie. Like, his character was the villain of the piece.
And
in all the
you
previous...
have to do... I thought he was likable, but I have to I recognize that it's not an easily accessible, likable character. Like Matthew Broderick is that character, would have maybe sold more tickets.
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick, as charming Matthew Broderick, read as putting up with Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, there's
It
scenes
was
where you can see him trying not to laugh.
They should have cast it the other way.
You
I mean,
think so?
as much as I love Jim Carrey in that, it
I
might have
think
sold.
Jim
It might have
Carrey,
sold. It would have been
he
beautiful.
did everything he could to earn that paycheck in this movie. He is out there. He is.
I love him more. I would have Jim Carrey babies.
He's aggressive. He is in your face. You read him as dangerous right away, and so does Matthew Broderick.
And Matthew Broderick, bless his soul, keeps like do 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 do. Okay, like it's the nicest nice guy Matthew Broderick ever plays is in this. He's so bored.
Well, and then when all this terrible stuff starts happening to him, it's just, that's for me, why I think it won't, as much as I like Cable Guy, it's not going to rank as high on the list for me as some of the other ones, is that I'm not a big fan of cringe humor, and a lot of this movie is, oh, stop, oh no, it's still going on, like the dirty game that he ends up playing with his parents, where he has to, mime some phrase in order to get his mom to say nipple and things like this.
Oh, that was a terrible scene. That was almost the end of it.
It's exquisitely done, but it's not something that agrees with me necessarily.
And that's like, I don't know, Jim Carrey loves his work so much or something in that moment that I could buy into him being brilliant.
Yeah.
Like not just being a clumsy asshole, like usually that character is in that moment, but like so clever at being so mean to somebody who he'd perceived as being unnecessarily cruel to him.
Well, and some of the scenes are just so harsh as to actually hurt the funny a little bit. Like when he has the scene where he has to break up with Chip and tell Chip that he doesn't want to be his friend. It's brutal.
It's so good. And then at the end, when he's in the dish and he sacrifices himself, and you learn that he was a cable kid, and it's like the fact that it's able to attempt to make that huge statement.
I fully believe, the climax of this movie, Jim Carrey falls and he breaks the satellite dish, which is bringing in everybody's television. I fully believe in the original working of the script that the cable guy died when he fell from that tower.
Totally.
That was very much, I believe, a studio retrofit or something that he was alive and went on to stalk another person. The movie seemed to be leading...
Stalk is hard.
But, yeah... But the movie was leading to this. The ending was him falling onto this satellite dish and ending cable, however briefly, to try and save the other little cable boys and girls.
And then it was a beautiful sacrifice of this damaged, terrible man. And instead, what happens? He peels himself up.
He picks up and then goes on to... stalk somebody else or
to give cable. I don't know, maybe he's had some life change.
Well, I didn't get that vibe. The movie didn't. It seemed like sequel ready almost the way they were setting that up.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, because he hits the they come and rescue him and they're going to fly him up by helicopter, and the guy EMT guy is like, "You're going to be okay, buddy. You're going to be okay." And Jim Carrey looks up and says, "You mean you're my buddy?" And then there's this close-up of crazy eyes, like, it begins again.
That's right.
He has learned nothing. But
oh my goodness.
A lot of good celebrity show-ups in this movie, too.
Owen Wilson!
Owen Wilson gets the shit kicked out of him by Jim Carrey in a very hilarious sequence in a bathroom. Jack Black, before Jack Black was sort of anybody of note as the supporting character, as a buddy of Matthew Broderick, shows up.
That was pretty sweet.
Janine Garofalo drops a few dry deadpan lines as a waitress who hates her life in medieval times. The movie is solid and fun. I think that, like I say, the darkness maybe detracts from the humor at some point. It almost feels weirdly ahead of its time in its sort of satire of the saturation of the media. It's interesting. Jim Carrey has a speech the first time they go to the satellite dish where he talks about the way things are going to be when we're going to integrate our television, our phones, and our personal computers, and you'll be able to play video games with your friend in Vietnam. All of those things came to pass subsequent to this movie being made. It was absolutely dead on correct in what it was predicting. The movie doesn't look quite super dated yet, but it will very soon. It will get increasingly dog-eared. It's worth checking out. It does not deserve the negative reputation it has.
No.
Ben Stiller has directed some fine comedies. And
his cameos are well cast.
Yeah.
Like they're very clever. It's part of the joy of it is all of the cameos and how Ben Stiller works.
Yeah, it just works.
In it.
Yeah, it seemed like he was
It's
sort
a
of
lovely
paying.
surprise. I had no idea he directed it.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was interesting because I think this was shortly after his TV show wrapped up. So, like I say, you can see a lot of people from his TV show showing up in small supporting roles, and he still seemed to be in that world.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, and there's some really, really great quotes that I've pulled.
Bring it.
Like the scramby eggs, the
Scramby
morning
eggs.
after the karaoke party,
Oh,
and
yes.
the prostitute.
Ugh.
Oh my goodness, when Ernie, Jim Carrey's character, brings in this prostitute, is just like completely natural, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I checked her out myself."
Yeah, that conversation when Matthew
And
Broderick realizes that Chip has bought him
A girl,
prostitute.
but Chip is completely like so natural about it, just like, yeah, and then the next morning making
Isn't that what you
scrambled eggs,
do?
and they're gonna do stuff, and you believe it for a second as a viewer, because like those kind of buddies, that's what you have to do. Like, it's weird. It's
Well, and
weird.
in Cable Guy's world, speaking to the darkness of the film, he probably would pay for sex, because who
Really,
would
right?
sleep with the Cable Guy?
Well, but it's a perfectly logical solution, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
And then if she's good, you share her with your friend.
Yeah. Oh no, she's quality.
Ugh.
Let's move on.